we video every Monday and Thursday mornings, and we video whatever's being done at that time. And normally Robert unloads my trailer for me, but he took off today because he fed over the weekend, fed yesterday for me. So I gotta get my trailer unloaded, and then we'll get started working horses. And while I'm unloading the trailer, I got something I want to talk to you about. This is the hat that I wore when I showed. Get it out. Needs to be clean. But that hat band that's on that hat was made from tail hair from my first horse. So that was kind of sentimental when I show. Did I have that with me? Yeah, he was a leopard Appaloosa. Nothing really special about him, but he was my first horse, so kind of special. And my feed here, we're gonna blur out this bag when we edit. I get all kinds of emails, people wanting to sponsor me. I got an email from a jean company I never heard of before, Ekar Slada or something like that. Never heard of them before. Actually offered me a lot of money. And I looked them up. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing them jeans. So feed, yeah. The feed that I use is a regional mill that I really like, and I spend a lot of money there every week. They don't want to sponsor me, so I'm not going to show their feed on camera. I figure they could do a little bit for me for the exposure that I give. Hank pulled a shoe while I was showing him. Pulled the front left shoe, I believe. I think he did it in my second stop. When he went in the ground, I felt him kind of scotch a little bit, which is unusual for him. I think that's when he pulled it and he kind of scotched to get his balance back. So I had to have my ferret put that back on. Some of this stuff will go in the barn and some of it will go in the container there. One of the things that kind of sets me apart from other trainers that you see on YouTube is that I train the horses that I take to become the best they can be, and I have the experience to carry a horse from the beginning all the way through show, like I did Hank over the weekend. And I think that gives my training program a lot broader vision because I know what it takes to get that horse all the way through the program, all the way through showing, and a lot of things that I see other trainers do on video, they're just troubleshooting, and I know that what they're doing is going to create other problems later. This is the bit that I showed Hank in over the weekend. I had that bit custom made by a maker in Louisiana. Really like that bit. NRCHA legal bit, which I was an NRCHA show I was showing in. Always bring some extra things in case something breaks. I always bring extra set spurs. Backup bridle. I do a lot of this training in that bridle. And I think that's all that I have to have for now. We'll go put that in the room and we can get started. I'll be posting the video of our run one day this week, as soon as we can get it edited and uploaded. Usually takes us a few days to do that. We didn't win, but we were in the money. We got a good check. Had a couple position penalty points in my cow work, and that knocked us out of winning. But had a good run. I was really pleased with Hank's performance, considering he hasn't been shown in about a year. Hopefully, I was hoping to use this show to kind of gauge where he was at and what we needed to work on. I'd like to run him for a title this year, and I wanted to see how we did for the show to kind of see what we needed to work on and get a plan. And I was very pleased with what he did. Naturally, we got some things to work on. You always do. You're always working to get better. But I think we've got a realistic chance at a pretty nice title this year. So we'll see how that goes. This is some chairs that one of my clients gave to me. We just got to get them put together and put up. We're gonna change these chairs out, take them out and put the new chairs in. And then we'll take those chairs and put them back in our travel pack. Since we're gonna be doing more shows, we'll need some more travel chairs. I mean, this is all the tack that we brought. And this is our first aid kit. Always don't ever leave home without our horse first aid kit. My chaps are required for NRCHA. I actually had those custom made by Cara Fry Gray. I should know that. Very good leather work. If you need any chaps or any leather work, any custom leather work like that, that's who you talk to. She's good. She has a Facebook page with her stuff on it. Really, really, really pretty work. And you keep that for the farrier. I think that's going to do it for that part. Now let's get a horse out and get started on the day. We're going to get out Bubba. He's going to be going home today. I need to get him brushed down and cleaned up just a little bit. I'd like to give him a bath, but it's a little cool for a bath. I try to bathe them all before they go home, but a little cool for that today. Bubba has come a long ways. He's a really nice horse. He's the one that had been to a couple other trainers before me. And that seems to be kind of a running theme lately. And he has come around nice. A little bit on the lazy side, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's Breeze looking over the wall at us. Breeze is a BLM Mustang. Pretty nice. I did a video of her the other day, working her with a rope, dragging a log and stuff. So while I brushing him, I want to talk a little bit about kind of the horse training business in general. I've been doing this for a long time. And back when the economy was really bad, it was really a hard business to be in. I had gone back to construction work and doing some other things to get by. But all along, I've been trying to operate my training business with two things. I don't see my curry. So as long as I've been training, I pretty much operated with two kind of theories, I guess you call it, two kind of basic mottos or whatever. And that was, always do the best I can with every horse that come in, and always be honest with the time and money with the owner. And that has gone a long ways towards me having a successful training business. And in a business where there's a lot of scrupulous people around. Some blood there. And it's worked good for me. Too many other trainers don't do that. It's really simple. And I think what happens with other trainers, they get in a position and they want to train horses. They hang out a card and say they are training horses, and they're not making enough money to live off of. So they end up that they have to take everything that comes to them, whether they like it or not. And then once it gets in their barn, they ride it so they keep collecting that money every month. And I have been able to be a little bit pickier with the horses that I take, and have kept me out of that position. Thinks I'm cleaning his feet. That's kept me out of that position where I had to ride horses I didn't like. So I'm not going to ride something I don't like. If I don't like it, I send it home. I try to screen what comes before it gets here best I can. And that makes it easier to stick with only riding, to be honest with the time and money. At one time, I was riding a lot more horses than I am now. And I got pretty burned out. I almost quit training because it was just too many hours, no time off. I was living at the facility where I was training out of, and it just wasn't any time off. People knocking on the door all hours of the day and night, want you to help them with their horse, either training or a sick horse or something. And what I do is a leisurely activity for most people, but it's a job for me. And just like most people wouldn't want to live at their office, I don't want to live at my office. Melissa, my business partner, lives here on the property. I live about 15-20 minutes away. So I try to keep normal business hours, and that helps to keep me from getting burned out. Let's get his tail. Get his tail cleaned up. He don't have a whole bunch of mane. I buy this detangler at the dollar store. Just a Dollar General. I don't know about your part of the country, but they're like on every block around here. And works pretty good. I'm sure the girls that work in the dollar store by me wonder why this man is always buying hair care products. I don't see my brush either. There's one over here. There we go. But I think they're pretty much used to it by now. I've got a new horse coming in later this week. Should be on Wednesday. So he will be in new on Thursday, when we video on Thursday. I just started a Patreon page, and what I'm posting on Patreon is more real-time, kind of short, unedited videos and pictures. Some of it with me riding, some of it with other stuff. And I'm planning on posting a video of every horse that comes in on the day that they come in. So you'll get a early look at that horse when it gets here, coming from North Mississippi. And if I remember right, I believe it's a dressage horse. We'll see when it gets here. I talk to so many people about different horses. Sometimes they start to run together. So when one's coming in, I make notes, and then I have to look at the notes. So I'll look at notes on that horse before it comes in. If you haven't found my website yet, helpwithmyhorse.com, I have training videos and stuff there, but I also post quite a few blogs. I've got over 100 blog articles. I just posted one this morning about the equine disease reporting requirements per state. I think a lot of people don't realize how drastically different they are from one state to another as far as what diseases have to be reported to the state and then to the federal agency. Some states report a lot of things, and it really helps to keep those things in check and watch for them. And in some states, like my state, doesn't report all that much, and it makes it harder to keep up with what's going around disease-wise around you. I know I've been seeing that there's been some strangle outbreaks in some neighboring states. I feel like there's probably some in my state, but since my state doesn't report strangles, I couldn't say for sure. And it helps to be aware of what's going on around you. I mean, everybody should be vaccinating their horses, but there's certain things that you just can't vaccinate for, or really easily transmitted like strangles. Get a little bit more detangled there. Really easily transmitted like strangles that once you get that into your barn, it's really hard to. It's a lot to treat. It's expensive to treat, and it's hard to get rid of. Since I am a training and showing barn, I have a lot of horses come and go. We go to shows, so strangles is one of the things that I require all the horses to be vaccinated for when they come in. If you're sending your horse to a trainer and he doesn't have a list of required vaccines or things like that, you might want to question yourself a little bit. Just a good thing to look at. With all the cold weather we've had, we've kind of given him some quick rinses, but we haven't been able to give him a good soaking bath. We do have hot water here, but it's still outside climate, not climate controlled. So when it's close to freezing, I don't like to bathe them. We're supposed to get up to, I think, close to 70 degrees later this week, which is going to be nice. And I think we have a good chance of rain, which that's, for us, that's more like our springtime weather pattern. When we start, we're right on the Gulf of Mexico, and we get some showers off of the Gulf in the springtime. In the summertime, that's a little more of that weather pattern. Not perfect, but it's getting a lot better. I try to keep it detangled and conditioned as best as I can so we can braid it and put it up when we're working, but this kind of weather, that's just really hard to do unless you have a climate controlled barn. I don't, and really wouldn't want one. Good boy. So this is Bubba. We're going to quit on there for this video, and I'll put a link up here on YouTube to the other videos that I've done with him. Until next time, thank you for watching.